Hi Pisces, my name is Audrey Alison. Thank you for joining me for your September 2016 forecast for the month. I'm happy to be here. I want to thank you so much for your subscriptions to the channel, as well as your support on my Facebook page, Audrey Alison Astrology and Tarot. I am in the gardens of Kuan Yin, the goddess of mercy, and you can hear the wind chimes. It's absolutely beautiful here. I'm using the Alchemical deck by Robert M. Place. I've used this for the majority of my readings. It's my steadfast deck. But as I was leaving the house today, I typically pull an angel card on Sundays for myself after a meditation, and I brought the deck with me. I was inspired by Doreen Virtue to bring them and to pick an angel card for you at the end to sum up the reading or to enhance it in some way. So I want to also take a moment to thank you for your donations to my channel, as they really keep me going. I love the support. I really appreciate, too, for those of you who don't read with me, I do appreciate your donations, and I see each and every one of them. So thank you. Let's start the month, because this is eclipse season, and there is a lot happening here, and this month is a mouthful. So we'll start. We enter the month inner Mercury retrograde on August 30th, and that is in the sign of Virgo, where we have a lot of energy. So Mercury is retrograde to start off September through the 22nd. This is in your 7th house, so there is a review of either your marriage, your business partnerships. There is some delay in relationship or in processing your commitments to others, the house of the others. On the 1st of September, we start our month with the new moon solar eclipse at 9 degrees of Virgo. So this is also in the 7th house. The eclipse is conjunct Jupiter at the tail end of his stay in Virgo, because we have a Jupiter transit this month, and conjunct Mercury. So a new moon solar eclipse, this is awareness. This is vision. It is a portal. It's inspiring. It's the opening up of the sun and the moon, and information and insight can be received and or downloaded. And there's a release during eclipses of what no longer serves your highest purpose. And in the 7th house, for those of you who are in very, very shaky marriages, not marriages that are doing very well, an eclipse will not dismantle what isn't already broken. And I don't want to instill any panic in Pisces. For those of you who are in the process of deciding whether or not your marriage is working for you, this is where you might see the faith and optimism, which is Jupiter, to make this severance or break in this time period and start something new, or to start a new path of relationship for yourself. And the same theory applies to business partnerships. If you're in something that involves shared resources and shared investments or investors, and you're thinking about whether or not it works for you, and you're reviewing this intensely because Mercury's retrograde takes place here, you're meant to take your time with this. I wouldn't make major decisions in September. Energy happens, allow it to pass through. You can't stop your mind from overthinking sometimes, especially in a retrograde, where we tend to want to go over things and analyze and rewrite and review and redo certain situations. For you, they all apply to the 7th house of soulmates, of marriage, of others, of hidden enemies. You could, or a connection could dismantle from someone that you don't realize is not on your side, is what I want to say. A friend turned foe in this area could see someone eclipsed out to serve your highest purpose. Maybe you don't need that negative energy anymore. On the 9th, we have our Jupiter transit. He will leave Virgo and enter the sign of Libra for 13 months until October 10th of 2017. This is fabulous for Pisces. He's really worked on the marriage in the last year, and now he's entering the 8th house of intimacy, the 8th house of sex, and investments and shared resources and other people's money. who's investing in you. What a great placement for Jupiter, who is expansion, prosperity, abundance, opulence, magnificence, faith and optimism in this 8th house. This is great, and your money will increase with Jupiter here, especially if you have other transits in your natal chart or placements at the time of your birth that can impede this or affect this in a more positive way, not impede. Jupiter is hard to kind of fight against. He's our biggest planet. He's the most jovial energy. So it's not really negative here. On the 16th, we'll see our full moon lunar eclipse, and this is at 24 degrees of Pisces. Okay, now Pisces, in the first house, when you're eclipsed with a full moon, this is an ending. Okay, you're seeing some closure for Pisces halfway through the month. And it could be about what is initiated in the new moon solar eclipse just 2 weeks earlier. But there is an accumulation in your sign of release, endings. You could see yourself put to rest. Something, I'm picking this up psychically. I'm channeling right now, but something is coming to an end that you're doing to the body, because the first house, the house of self and body, this is like not a habit like smoking, that's 12th house energy, but a habit, or what is that word I'm trying to say? When you do something and you don't realize you're doing it, a tic or some kind of habit that you're doing that's emotional, perhaps, is coming to me. You could see this put an end to this. Now I'm actually hearing something, this is going to apply to some Pisces out there, but there's a hypnosis is happening to get rid of tics or something that you do that's a nervous reaction or something like that. And you could see this come to an end and be eclipsed out, this habit being gone. Take care of the body, Pisces, halfway through the month. I wouldn't do anything strenuous on the 16th if you could avoid it, and even a few days before and after. Although eclipse energy can last up to 6 months, I still feel like on those days, there's a lot of upheaval in eclipse time. I don't even like to drive on an eclipse because people are out of their bodies. We don't realize it, but our soul and the energy of us that exists, we are not our bodies. We are the spirit inside that is encased in this carcass. And when people are driving in their cars on an eclipse and we're eclipsed out, energy-wise, I feel like they don't have control over a lot of the vehicles. I just kind of chill out on eclipse day. And since this is happening in the sign of Pisces, that's my advice. I wouldn't push, I wouldn't go too far on that day. Get some rest, because there is a closure here for you. Mercury going direct on the 22nd at 14 degrees of Virgo, now officially direct in that 7th house of partnerships and marriage, and your communications should be better and more spot on for your partner at that time. And the same day we have our autumnal equinox in the northern hemisphere. So happy fall on the 22nd when the sun enters Libra, conjunct Jupiter in this 8th house of shared resources and your intimacy and the sexual connection you have with your spouse or your relationship. This is beautiful because it doesn't get bigger and better than the sun conjunct Jupiter in a sector. So this is spectacular, abundant energy. You could find that people are willing to invest in you when Mercury's direct and the sun meets up with Jupiter in the 8th house, someone that you're waiting on receiving their funding. It could come through effortlessly at the last week of the month. Great planetary support for that if you're looking for people to contribute to your business. Investors and settlements could actually come through at that time for those of you that have been pending, and that could have been frustrating in the Mercury retrograde, because that will affect settlement cases and things pushing through monetarily. On the 27th, Mars enters Capricorn. This stimulates your social sector, so it really is good for you to get out and about. Friends could actually lead you to your partner Mars being drive and fast-paced energy and will and determination in the 11th house could see you joining a lot of clubs and wanting to be very social and putting your energy there. It's also conjunct Pluto and squaring Uranus. So in the second house, you could be receiving support financially from your friends regarding business at this time, because of the second house of money and finance and budget being squared, but having Uranus there is sudden. And I could see a friend giving you some support financially if you needed it at the end of September and at least through October. And actually, October 20th through November 4th, that Uranus-Pluto square will be very intense. And, you know, I saw this months ago looking at the astrology of October. I am not a doomsday predictor. It's not my vibe. I like to keep things not light, but I just feel like if you are positive, then things will work out better for you. But I do try to keep it real. And right now, I would like to say that October 20th through November 4th vibe, that time frame concerns me on a worldly level, on a global level. I just feel like we could be receiving some natural catastrophes or natural disasters when Uranus and Pluto square up, especially through that time frame. Volcanic eruptions occur, earthquake energy could occur, but also this is very violent energy. So, and abrasive and abrupt, and it could come with some upheaval. So I certainly hope not, you know, but honestly, you can't really avoid that energy. And since everything is energy, I feel we can anticipate some news between that time frame on a worldly level, a global level. On the 30th of September, we have our new moon at 8 degrees of Libra in this 8th house of intimacy for you and shared resources. So it's all about that 8th house this month. And of course, being eclipsed in the first house, you need to watch your physical self and I wouldn't go skydiving on the full moon lunar eclipse on the 16th, okay? Let's start there. Don't book that trip, and don't do anything like real dangerous that day. But the new moon on the 30th is bringing in new intimacy or new investors, a new path for connection on a sexual level. Okay, let's get to the cards. I love when it gets a little breezy and I hear the chimes. It's very zen over here. Okay. Pisces. Let's see what cards come up for you for September. And if you'd like to read with me, you can book at audreyallison.com and select your time frame via the PayPal button. And I'll get back to you in an email in a day or two and give you some time frame options. And you can reply back and let me know what works for you, and we can set it up. Okay, Pisces. Four of Swords. Oh, I'm stuck. Okay, Four of Swords, the thinker, meditation, remaining still, also getting some rest. This sage is sitting here, and you see his eyes are closed. This is the type of card that you see downloading information in the eclipse time period. So he is getting insight in the Four of Swords. It's the card of rest. The next card, Two of Swords, a verbal debate, actively questioning, questioning or seeking wisdom. A duel, coming up against someone. Communication-wise, also Mercury retrograde. Hello. That's what the Two of Swords could be in a big way, because the swords represent the speech, communications, the air signs. Mercury governing Gemini, air, tongue-tied energy here. Not really understanding each other. God, a lot of swords actions. What is happening here? Okay. The Lady of Swords. This is some Mercury stuff here. Also could be a female, younger, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It also is the card of music, poetry and writing. See what else? You have 2 more. Wow, look at this, another sword, 6 of Swords. This is one of my favorite visual cards, though. This is travel, or the loving breeze, letting the higher power guide you. You see that cloud that is blowing the boat across the water? This is some eclipse energy too. This could apply to the eclipse in your first house, being led. Allow that energy to blow through you. You don't need to make solid decisions. Hangman, you need to stay still for September in the decision-making process. You have a ton of Swords cards, which means you're going to be revising, thinking. But the outcome card is just stay put right now. Wait for that new moon energy at the last day of September to pass before taking extreme action. You don't have any fire. This is all thought, all Mercury. Some of you, getting personal in the reading for Pisces, some of you could be thinking of this woman and perhaps have had some kind of argument, or you're not agreeing on your connection together, your conversation didn't go well, and maybe someone's at a distance and taking their sweet time. Wow, I have a little sarcastic spirit energy here. Taking their sweet time in getting back to you, so you're left waiting. You're left hanging in the breeze, the loving breeze, hanging in the breeze. Okay, so I'm hearing, this is crazy, but do you remember that movie with Jodie Foster? Sway in the Wind, or whatever the hell that was. xxAA, Sway in the Wind. I'm hearing all that because of this combination too. It's so crazy. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. She couldn't speak. She used these, oh, I get it. Pisces, really be clear with your communication through the retrograde, because you might not be understood like you think you are. You could be saying something that's very clear to you, but what people are hearing is xxAA. Like, just not even real words. Sway in the wind. Take a moment. You don't have to make or take active measures right now. Just sway in the wind like the hangman for a minute. September isn't an action month. It's an energy month. It's feeling things out. It's a mental month for you with all of the swords here. So do your thinking and revise, review, and analyze, which is what you use the retrograde for. It doesn't always have to be negative, but you will get your technical glitches regardless of what house it falls for you. That's just what Mercury does. Satellite energy. Okay, I'm pulling an angel card to clarify. Pisces. Rochelle. Oh, hey, girl. She's feisty. Rochelle, as you honor and follow the guidance of your heart, prosperity is coming to you now. I mentioned prosperity in regards to Jupiter. It's a beautiful card. Rochelle, yeah, prosperity, abundance, magnificence, Jupiter in the 8th. Your money is enhancing in the next 13 months. And Rochelle is here to, wearing green, is here to talk about Jupiter in your 8th. You have two money sectors. Wow.
I'm Siri, here to help.
My phone just went off and Siri's talking to me. Crazy. Hold up. Okay. Weird. So that's Mercury doing crazy things already. Okay, so she's here in green to discuss the money. There are 2 sectors that really govern money in the astrological wheel, and that's the 2nd and the 8th house, and Jupiter's in the 8th. So you're going to have a great year, okay? So keep positive, because what you think about, you bring about, and you'll be good to go. Thanks for joining me, Pisces. I'm wishing you a sweet September, and remember, the sky is limitless, so reach for the stars.